episode 103, and welcome into the Bench is Clear podcast, where we cover the best rivalry in all of sports. I am Jesse Gutierrez, and I represent the side of the San Francisco Giants, who went 4-3 last week.
And I'm Tyler Coe, and I represent the Dodgers, who went a little better, 6-1. Even better than I predicted.
I thought we were going to be the same, talking about better than we predicted, because we swept the Indians and lost
Guardians.
Whatever. Guardians, and we lost 3 out of 4 to the Mets, the Jacob Degromless Mets, unfortunately.
2 in 1 day. Oh God, I loved it.
And it
so good.
It was an off day for me. I had the day off, and it was great. I was doing things around the house. I was like, there's going to be baseball on all day. I thought it was going to be a great time, and it was not a great time. Thank you.
You got to get hurt twice in 1 day. I love it. And it's more like you got hurt 3 times, because that ball that dragged Alonso off the base, quote unquote, you were like, oh my God, he's safe. And then bam, he's out. And I know that just hurt you even more. And it made
right
me
in
so
the kiss.
happy.
You know what, though? Because how that game went, even though they, at first when they scored that run, I wasn't like, oh shit, we got it. I wasn't that excited, because it was more like, well, they're gonna score that other run in. The bullpen's already leaking oil. I don't know. It was one of those like, okay, cool, but I mean, we're not really out of the woods. And then that was taken away. It wasn't as big of a disappointment. I'm not sure if that makes sense, but I was more disappointed in the fact that they lost a 4-run lead in that game. So I was already down in the dumps, and then I didn't get their ass kicked in game 2, but it just was not fun. It just seemed like they were out of it since.
But they lost.
But what I'm saying is, like, they felt like they were out of it, like, at the beginning of the game. So, and then when they won game 3, I was like, cool, we're good. They're just going to split it, and we'll be even better than I thought this week. And then that didn't happen, because I don't know what's going on with Disco. Well, obviously, we kind of know he's getting put on the 60-day DL. No, sorry. He's going on the regular IL. Duggar's going on the 60-day IL with his injury. But yeah, I don't know what's going on with Disco right now. I was gonna be that guy who was, gonna have his back. Like, he's not getting hit hard. He's just finding places. He'll get he'll get into it. Yada yada yada. But he got pecker slapped. He got pecker slapped really hard this last game, and everything was getting hit hard. Especially if it was coming off the bat of Francisco Lindor. It sucks, but at the end of the day, they're 8-5. That's, I saw on Twitter, that's what they started last year. I mean, if they continue that streak, they have a very solid chance of the division. So, it is what it is. Lick your wounds, call it a day. You can't get too wrapped up in this shit, and look for it. Let's just look forward to next week. Let's not get you down the dumps. Let's get a little bit more of a sample size before anyone starts panicking. 8-5, solid start, even though right now it's 4th place in the division. But yeah,
they sure are. I'm going to disagree. I think it's time to slam the panic button in San Francisco, or sorry, San Fran, as I like to call it around here. Time to panic, dude. Everything, they look like shit. They're terrible. Yeah, it's great. On a serious note, did Duggar, what is it, a core muscle that he hurt? Because I was watching the game. It was right. It was during his at bat that he got taken out. It looked like he just kind of, I don't know, it looked like a core issue.
It's an oblique. So to answer your question, I don't know anatomy, so I don't know what oblique. If you told me, Jesse, I'll give you $30 right now to tell me what an oblique is. I couldn't tell you. I'd have to guess.
It's part of your abs. It's part of your core.
Okay,
so way to go.
So then you were right.
Dummy, you're an idiot. Moving on.
You're an idiot.
The Dodgers went a solid 6-1, scoring mad runs. In the 4-game series with Cincinnati, I think they scored 24 runs. They scored 9 runs twice. Dude, my dog, Andrew Heaney's biggest fan over here, throws another shutty and then gets put on the IL immediately after, which was kind of a bummer.
So
But
you're
he's going
saying
to
you're a
come
heen
back.
dog.
I'm a heen dog. Heen dog numero uno over here.
Heen hot
Heen dog
dogs.
looking good. Kirsch looked pretty decent coming off that perfect game that never was.
Right.
Gave up a couple ding dongs to the Braves.
They would have blamed that perfect game if you
took
did
two
go
of-
for it. So
Of course. Well, you gotta always find someone to blame. It was so funny, dude, waiting outside the gates for the Braves game that I went to this past week. It was
you went to
Kirsch's
game one,
start.
right?
Just hearing fans argue with one another about the perfect game and like really getting into it. I love it. I love just like stoking both sides too. Like, yeah, they gotta let them try. And then to another person, like, yeah, what are they doing? Like, you got to take him out because it's all about a World Series. So just like watching the chaos ensue was really great.
Yeah. I think he said something about your mom, dude. I don't know. I wouldn't let him talk to you like that.
I think he said he banged your mom. Freddie hits his first home run against the Braves. I was there. Awesome. Happened right in front of me. If only I could have ran down about, 9 rows and hopped over into the home run seats, I would have got that shit.
If you had a little more Zach Hampel in your blood and you just punched a kid in the face and jumped over the barrier,
he doesn't do that shit. Oh my god! Okay,
I've seen him
punch a kid in the face. You've seen him punch a kid in the face.
Stunner a 5-year-old.
Yeah,
and then rock bottom.
And then he pulled out a gun.
And then he pistol whipped a pregnant woman and then grabbed a home run ball. So that's what happened.
Right,
I was there.
100%. Yeah, 100%. Freddie hits two dongers against the Braves. Loved it. Fuck the Braves. Kenley Jansen gets the save in one of those games, which was fine. Whatever. Really cool Monday night. They, play California Love, and then Kenley trots out. They give him some plaque and celebrate him, which was cool. I was there early for batting practice, so I got to see Freddie Freeman interacting with all his boys. Charlie Freeman running over to Dansby and Albies and, hanging out with them. So it's cool. It's going to be way more exciting when they go to Atlanta and Ronald Acuna is in the lineup. It's going to be pretty sick. I can't wait for that.
Everyone's waiting for you to talk about
6-1.
it. Everyone's waiting for you to talk about it. I think that you should just get into it. I think you need to address Dodgers Nation. Dodgers, whatever. Why are you booing Kenley Jansen when he comes out of the pen?
I'm not.
Why?
Well, I wasn't there, but I wouldn't have anyways. Here's the thing. The people, there were definitely people that were booing when they like announced him and they played California Love and he comes out to get all his shit, whatever.
Right.
Dude, the guy helped us win a World Series. I get that he blew a bunch of saves along the way, but he helped us win a World Series. Who the fuck cares? And I heard people talking earlier, like he didn't want to come back. He just took the money. And I'm like, I don't think the Dodgers were going to give him a deal no matter what. Even if they're not going to disrespect him and be like, we'll give you $8 million. They're not going to do that. So he goes, he gets his money, be happy for him. We get Craig Kimbrell. Things look like they're going to kind of offset. Big deal. Get over it.
Yeah, I get. There's a lot of people like, oh, you don't clap for the guy. He's on the other team, especially because it's not the same thing as someone coming out to the plate. You don't know what he's gonna do, and then they give like the standing ovation for that situation, and first time up because you don't know what's gonna happen. I get it, and I get why you might not want to clap when he's coming in to close a game down to win a game. I get it, but to boo your dude. I mean, I guess you can't really put it past Dodger fans because they were booing him when he was on the team. But
well, of course,
boo the guy. Like I said, I get not clapping, but that is so fucking shot, so ridiculous. And I think if you're the one booing, you just look really stupid. And
I get
go
booing
fuck yourself, San Diego.
him when I get booing him when he's coming in to make the save.
Ooh,
that's fine. I'm not going to tell people how to fan at that point. Okay. You
I'll say
do
you're a
that.
bitch. Yeah.
You're holier than thou. I get that.
Mm,
He's coming in to, beat your team, whatever. But
right.
when they're doing the pregame shit and you're just celebrating all his accomplishments with your team, that he helped your team win World Series, and you're booing, fuck you.
Mm,
Like, it would be one thing if it was Game 7, World Series, he blows the save and we lose. Then he can forever be on your shit list, but that's not the way things happened. So I don't get it. I don't care. I came real close to a home run ball on Monday.
mm.
Just want to throw that out there.
Throw it out.
And like tackled a Braves fan in the process and like fell over their lap. They were very
Whose
cool
home run
about
was
it.
it?
Shout out to them. I think it was it Ozzy Albies that hit it? I think it was Ozzy Albies.
Mm.
Fucking banged up my knees on and it landed like 2 rows ahead of me, so I really had no chance. But off the bat, I was like, this one's mine.
Well,
And
maybe
then I looked like an idiot.
right. Well, maybe if it was someone not wearing a Dodger shirt, maybe it was Trevor Bauer. There's some reports that he was supposed to be like showing up to Dodger Stadium or something, trying to
Yeah,
just make his way in.
So, yeah, he didn't. So he didn't. And okay, now you got to bring up fucking Trevor Bauer. Dude, there were people on Monday in the bleachers chanting Trevor Bauer. There wasn't a lot of them, but all of a sudden just like a off chant broke out of like Trevor Bauer. I was like, what the fuck are we doing, guys?
Right.
Who cares? He's
Maybe
not
he
on the
was
fucking
there.
team.
Right.
Yeah. Once he gets reinstated, if that ever happens, because it is announced that he'll be on paid leave until the 29th of April. And at that point, I'm sure it'll just get extended another week. I keep seeing a tweet that it's like, it's the year 2155. Trevor Bauer's paid administrative leave gets extended one more week. And it's like, dude, we've talked about it. At this point, whatever. I mean, if he gets reinstated or not, just do it.
Right.
Suspend him, let the Dodgers cut him, reinstate him, whatever. I mean, it's a joke.
Right.
It's becoming a joke. So, whatever. Don't want to get into that all too much. Let's get into what's coming up. Because I know we're early on in the season, but for the Dodgers specifically, I think this is going to be, I mean, obviously it's going to be a huge series. We're going up against San Diego. San Diego's been playing very well, even without Motorcycle Man. And I'm excited. Dodger Stadium South.
Pele.
Yeah. Yeah, dude. Even if I was the fucking GM right now, I'd be going down there like, look, you already fucked us once. No playing soccer on the field. Like, you're sitting in the owner's box. You're not even allowed in the dugout because I don't fucking trust you. But the Dodgers, it's a big series. It's always competitive. It's always fun when they play San Diego. They got 3 coming up this weekend. Got San Diegans. Julio's on the bump. Don't know who's going to be the starter for Saturday. I'm assuming it's going to be Tyler Anderson. And then we got Kersh going. So I think it's going to be a great series. I see. I'll get into my predictions later in the show, but it's going to be fun. It's baseball. First division rival that's really mattered because Colorado's bullshit, whatever.
It's chicken. It's fried chicken.
It's going to be the first series that, what are we having? Chicken or chicken? So that's the first series we got coming up. But where are your little gigantes playing?
Gigantes. If we're gonna go just next series back and forth, technically it would be. I don't know. Maybe I should put because there's a weird, because the season started late. There's a weird one game with Milwaukee. But before that, we have 3 games in Washington. It's looking like it's a bullpen game, where Sammy Long's going to start, probably going to go. I mean, he's not stretched out, but I'm sure he might go 3, maybe 4 innings, but let's just hope for 3 in a bullpen game against Corbin Burns, who that's like a 7 ERA right now. And then game 2, we're looking at Alex Wood and forever giant Aaron Sanchez is on the Nationals. I'm not sure you knew that. That's a little nugget for you. And then game 3, they haven't announced who's going to start for Washington. It could be technically it's Josiah Grayster, our guy. but
Our
it
fucking
could also
boy.
be a Don who pitched 6 innings for them that same day of that doubleheader 5 days ago. Oh, 5 days ago from when the third game is going to be played. So and then it will be Logan Webb. Logan Webb coming off his first rough start. He's finally breaking the streak. His first loss since it almost made it a full calendar year where he didn't get a loss. So yeah, I mean, I don't know if it should be a thing like, hey, we got to really pay attention to it because I mean everyone's entitled to a bad start, and it's not like it was that bad. He didn't get really knocked around; he was just walking everybody. So could be just a feel thing for being cold out there. So I mean that's something to look at, but I'm honestly, I mean, we're doing predictions afterwards, so well that's just what's coming up. That series, and then also the one game with Milwaukee is going to be a Rodon / Burns.
That's so weird. I didn't notice that.
Yeah, and that one's going
Just
to
a
be
one-off game. That's
solid
really
pitching
bizarre.
matchup. Because Carlos Rodon's the fucking man, and then Corbin Burns, I think he's okay.
Dude,
I'm not sure. So
How many?
we'll find out.
How many games does Rodon have left? 4, 5. Till his arm falls off. 5. I think 5.
So his arm falls off.
5. Because I said
he might
7
have,
games.
He might have
until his arm
5
falls
before
off.
in
So
May. I don't know.
Mm-hmm.
What was your time?
Yeah, dude. He's.
I mean,
the
why
Cy
are you
Young
upset?
already.
I mean, yeah, he's already won the Cy Young. People are already giving it to him.
Bro,
So
do you
it's
think
already
he's
gone.
even close to being as good as my boy Heen Dog? I fucking doubt it. Not even close.
Yeah,
Andrew
let's not get too
Heaney.
crazy. Let's not.
10 and a third. No runs.
Mhm.
A million strikeouts. No
Millions.
hits.
0.
Perfect game.
Perfect
Yeah,
game.
It's going great.
He's on the
over
IL,
here.
isn't he, or no?
He
Is he
sure
gonna-
is, but he's gonna come back.
He's gonna come
Anyways.
back, throwing 99.
Yeah, well, Tyler Anderson's gonna pick up the slack. I'm talking perfect game on Saturday. No big deal.
When he
Then
Forever
the
Giant
Dodgers.
Tyler Anderson, he actually had a couple complete games in 2019. So
Well,
just
he's
saying,
gonna be even
sometimes
better
he's
with
on.
the Dodgers.
sometimes on.
Anyways, then the Dodgers go to Arizona, and holy shit, is Arizona even worse than we thought? So if the Dodgers don't win, I want to say if they don't sweep, but we all know a sweep is difficult. If they don't take the series, holy hell, I'm going to lose my mind. Dude,
You're
the
gonna lose your
Diamondbacks.
mind on would it still be April technically? Yeah, it would still be April. How far are we into April?
Yes,
Yeah,
we
it's still
are
April.
the 22nd right now. Yeah, the Diamondbacks are bad. They're really bad. They're
They're not
going to
good.
end up being the worst team in baseball. That's almost certain.
Mhm.
So Dodgers need to take 3 of them. So, I'm predicting a sweep against the Dbacks. And I'm going to say the Dodgers, they win the series in San Diego. I'm talking 5-1.
Mhm.
The Dodgers are just going to keep on rolling all the way to that World Series, baby. I ain't worried about it. Although, before you say anything out of your stupid mouth, I do want to note Blake Trinan was placed on the IL today. So how they're going to navigate late innings, I don't know. I think it's going to be a lot of Brewstar and Daniel Hudson.
Keep an eye on Washington,
kind of
D.C. There might
bridge
be
into
another
Kimbrel.
insurrection. Maybe that's why he needed to take some time off.
Yeah, Blake Trinan's free. He can go do whatever crazy shit he wants. No, dude, he's off in San Diego. He's probably going to be hanging out with Aubrey Huff, trying on alpha male tank tops or whatever the hell they do, but
Yeah.
that's fine. I don't care.
Yeah, anything to hide your small pecker. That's nice. Well, afterwards, we're looking at a 2-game series at in Oakland, which honestly, there actually might be some people there because the Giants are going to bring some people. So I was going to make a joke about how there were going to be like 1,000 people there, but usually those games, Giants fans will trap for 20 minutes. So, the way things are going, I'm gonna go a series. I'm gonna basically do it as like 2 series wins, right? So I'm gonna go at least 2 out of 3 from Washington, and then it's only a 2-gamer in Oakland. So I say they either split it and have the Milwaukee game, or we're looking at a loss in the Milwaukee and then sweeping of the Oakland. So I am predicting a 4-2 week. Yeah, I mean, there's nothing really much you can do about that. I mean, honestly, I think if they don't do 4-2, there might be some holy shit, what's going on here? Because, I mean, it is very early, but you also don't want to put yourself in a hole to dig yourself out of when you're chasing the Dodgers. So, I mean, these are teams. The Washington, you should be able to, take it to them when you just got your ass beat in New York. And Oakland, you should be able to take it to them. I understand Milwaukee, so they need to at least go 4-2 this week. That's what's going to happen. I might even say 5-1, but I'm just going to stick with 4-2 because right now, let's just take it slow. Webb is okay. Disco's going to do his IELTS stint. Everything's going to be all right. And defend that division title, baby. You know what it is.
Jesus Christ. Yeah, whatever you say. Also, quick note, Miguel Cabrera today going for that 3,000th hit. Ooh. Not looking so good. Looks like the game's going to get rained out. And I was really excited to watch the Colorado-Detroit game today. It's what I woke up waiting to watch. I just saw like a live look. There's tarps on the field. It's supposed to rain all night. So
is it?
Don't think that's going to happen, but you bet
Colorado?
Your ass. It is in Detroit. So he needs to do it this weekend in front of the home fans, and I'm sure he will. He's one away.
Yeah,
but
he's got to.
Excited to see that. Yeah. What is going to be number? I don't.
How many? I mean, I don't know how many years are left in that contract, but gosh. Yeah, I don't even. If I knew how many years are in that contract, I don't know. Do you think he gets to 3,500? But probably not. He would probably need to have like 5 more solid seasons, which you probably won't get. So yeah, probably won't.
He's 39. He's 39 years old.
Yeah, probably not gonna happen. But gosh, first, I mean that best one of the best hitters we've seen in our time for sure, if not the best. So yeah, it's really cool to see history and drop in and see that shit.
Speaking of a milestone, just real quick off the top of my head, do you think Albert Pujols is gonna hit his 700th home run this season? He's at 681, if I'm not mistaken.
Because he's only playing against lefties. I think he will. I think that's what the quest is right now. That he's gonna really try to go to 700. So I think it's going to take him a couple seasons because I think he's only playing against left-hand pitchers.
Did you know?
Did I know?
As a Dodger, so from May on, he hit 12 home runs.
Right.
So, but now with the DH, I see him playing a little bit more than he was playing with the Dodgers.
Yeah, I still say no. But I think that he if I think he gets really close, and I think next year he'll have his farewell, like, hey, this is my last year, because he wants to get to 700, because why wouldn't you want to get to 700? So if you're right there, I mean, you don't want to just stop right there. So I give him that. There's 2 things I do want to talk about the league. We went way out of order on this pod. This is how we're supposed to start the show, but we didn't do it because
never go in order.
We're usually a little bit late at night. So we spent a lot more time on what happened in the game, but we decided to spend a lot more time with what's coming up because the game is going to be happening tonight. So we'll see what happens, both teams. So, but around the league, really quick, 2 things. One, what do you think about Luke Voigt's slide? And is Tommy Pham going to beat Luke Voigt's ass in the steel cage match of doom, part 17?
First things first, Tommy Pham should be more focused on his playing because he looks like shit. He's like 1 for 26, and it's just funny that before the season started, he's like, "This year's all about me. I'm getting my numbers. Fuck the team." And he's 1 for 26, or maybe he got a hit last night. I don't know.
Right. And those are your dudes last year. You were on the fucking team.
What? Oh
yeah,
I thought you were saying I was a Padres fan. I'm like, what the fuck are you talking about? Yeah. Well, obviously, I mean, I think because it's Luke Voigt, since he's wasn't a Padre last year, that makes it different. Dude, I don't know. It's hard. Like, I want to say that it wasn't dirty. I want to say that it wasn't on purpose. The other, dude, everything, I don't know. it's hard to put it in perspective because things are bang bang. When you see things in slow
Exactly.
motion, you can make the case. But I think when you're going home, you kind of have a plan of where you're going, and if the ball goes up the line, goes left, right, it changes
Right.
things in an instant, and you
Right.
just have to react. So I don't think it was dirty. I don't think it was intentional.
The only argument is the hands thing. He did kind of come down on it, but at the same time, when you're a big boy and you're going down to slide and you're trying to like brace yourself, I don't
Yeah.
think it was dirty. I mean, we went from taking out catchers and you're a pussy and you say this all the time. If you're all your catchers are pussies now
Yeah,
because they don't have to do
the Buster Pussy rule.
Buster
The Buster Pussy rule.
rah, 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 right, all the time. To anytime a catcher's in the fucking baseline that you don't jump over them or I don't know, do some weird disappearing act, that it's dirty. So I don't think it was dirty. I think he was okay. I think Tommy Pham always wants to fucking try to fight people. And I don't want to say anything too disrespectful at Tommy Pham because he can probably just, eat me. The dude is like, I don't know. Maybe he's like 5'0" though. He looks like a short guy, but he looks like he weighs like 500 pounds, just built ass, like buff dude. So, but I mean, he's always trying to fight. He was trying to fight fans, talking about, hey, you wouldn't say that to me. I know Muay Thai. And then all of a sudden, this happens with Luke Voigt. Oh, you don't want to fuck with me. My owner, who hates the fans, is gonna let me use his stadium to fight you with Muay Thai. Like, we get it, Muay Thai, bro. Like, calm down. And then
I mean, it would have been one thing if at the beginning of the season he's like, I'm excited to join the Reds, I'm excited to be a part of this team, and then this happens and he's sticking up for his guy. But he's not sticking up for Tyler Stevenson. He's just trying to fight, and this, seems like a legitimate reason to kind of puff your chest out. So that's why I don't care. If it was protecting his guy,
what if he just knows
whatever.
one Muay Thai move that, like, like that makes someone
Well,
like,
apparently he's a black belt. So the hot rod move.
The hot rod. Like, if you knew that move, you'd be dying to use it. So maybe he just knows that one move, and he's like, I gotta find someone to do it on. So in that way, I understand you. That makes a lot of sense.
No, fuck Tommy Pham. I don't think it was dirty.
Yeah, definitely.
It is what it is at this point.
Lastly, Tyler. So this is affecting both of our teams, I think, very harshly. Jeff Passan came out with an article talking about home runs being down. I think we could see it on the face of, I don't know. I feel like if they were used, I don't know if this is just an effect on cold weather in the humidor. I don't know if this is a new ball situation, but I feel like if this was last year, the Giants would probably be 10-2, 10-1. I mean, 13 games. I'm
10-3.
Stupid. 10-3. There we go. Thank you. I don't know why I was thinking it was 3, and I was going from there. So, there was a couple games where they lost, where there was like, the Darren Ruff dropping of the bat, Mike Yastrzemski dropping of the bat, like where it looks like, oh hell yeah, I got this shit, and then it's like a fly out to the warning track. So when it happens once, that shit happens. When it happens a couple times, you kind of raise your eyebrows, but it feels like I'm seeing it so many times around the league. And I think it's helped the Giants too a couple times too, from what I'm seeing. So, because I'm seeing a knock and a drop of the bat, and I'm like, fuck, and then Jock Peterson just catches it. Speaking of Jock, we'll talk about Jock Peterson in a second.
Okay.
And with stuns and duds. But listen, what are you feeling about this? Do you think it's a
dead ball? It's a dead ball. Because
going after Robbie Manfred, huh?
As you know, I always attend batting practice, and batting practice for both teams, for the Dodgers and Reds, and the Dodgers and the Braves, has been pretty pitiful of dudes putting some balls out, except Joey Votto bombed some, but he's Joey Votto. Okay.
Right.
But I think, especially if you look, I don't know the numbers. All I can tell you is the Dodgers series against Colorado, and I know it was the first series of the year, but no home runs. Or there was one. Austin Barnes hit that one. So one home run in 3 games at Coors. I don't know.
Right.
I mean, I suppose the humidor could definitely have an effect. The cold weather,
But Coors already had a humidor. So,
right? Well, but what I'm saying is around the league at large,
right.
now that everyone's using it, I suppose that can make a difference. But I thought it would have been the exact opposite. If let's say they really did dead in the balls, dude, I thought after the lockout, people saying they're not coming back to watch baseball, it would have behooved the MLB to bring those juice baseballs back and just had a fucking home run frenzy.
The Major League Baseball.
So
yeah.
that's what leads me to believe. I don't know. Like, I'm so split on it because if MLB was smart, which we know they're not, they would have brought the juice balls. So it would make sense that they do the exact opposite.
Right. Well,
and just bring in the dead end balls.
I agree with you. I think there is a different ball. But I have a little conspiracy theory. I have an idea of why they're doing it. Everyone's talking about how, the sport needs to be revived because it's either strikeout or home run, and that they want to try to do things to encourage stealing and encourage all this stuff and more action. If they deaden the ball and make it a lot harder to hit home runs, maybe people will stop trying for home runs every single at bat, and people will start going back to, trying to hit for average and all this kind of stuff. That's what I think that they're wanting. So that's one way to try to promote that, is to take away the home run in essence. So, I mean, I wouldn't say dead it. I mean, you need to revive the game by, juicing the ball. But if you left the same ball from last year, I mean, there was a lot of home runs last year. It was great. I think when it comes to, reviving baseball, I don't think this lockout did nearly as much as the strike did in 94.
No, of course not.
Because you lost a postseason. You lost a bunch of shit. Like, you lost 2 weeks and those games are getting made up. So it was a little bit of bad blood, but at the same time, it's over. I think most people have forgotten it by now, except for Giants fans who are like, why the fuck are we playing one game in Milwaukee? And then you remember. So
that is really dumb.
Yeah. And not only that, if you're going to make up for something, hey, sorry for the lockout, here's 10% off of MLB TV. Like, go fuck yourself. Like, I don't know, try to do something, try to promote player, try to figure out a way, but don't freaking deaden the ball. Don't, whatever. I'm not sure if that's what happened, but that is just my conspiracy theory. And if it is right, then I fully believe it. But if it is wrong, hey, it was just a theory. So that's,
dude, you know what? You know whose fault this is? It's just like the gas crisis. It's Joe Biden's fault. We need to get one of those dumb stickers that people keep putting on gas pumps that say, like, I did that.
No,
just like anytime a ball hits off the wall, it's a double. Someone just goes and slaps a sticker on the wall.
Well, I work at a grocery store. I am I'm a meat cutter. So there is those stickers on our meat case. I don't know. Every couple of weeks we collect them. We have like 4 or 5 of them. There was even a couple like Save the Children and FJB with an American flag, and it's like,
oh my god,
like, this is meat. Like, do you think, like, Save the Children? Do you think that someone like a predator is going to look at, like, to be looking for some steaks?
These farmers are sex trafficking children.
Do you think they're going to
come on? Open your eyes, Jesse.
I don't know, man.
Dude, this is why Blake Trinan's on the IL. He's going to figure all this stuff out and then save America. Bing, bang, boom.
Baseball
transition here. I'm just going to go to my stud and dud of the week. I think he was my dud last week, and I'm going to hit him again. Max Muncy. No, he was my dud last week, and I'm giving him a dud again.
Max
Muncy.
Still.
He's not looking good. He's not hitting. He is still walking, but I think he's hitting like a $130. And also, his second base defense hasn't been that great. He's not making errors, but he's bobbling every goddamn ground ball he's getting, still making the play. But I don't know what's going on over there, because as we've talked about, he's the best defensive first baseman in the league, besides Freddie Freeman, of course. Not a homer, just spitting facts. But yeah, last week he batted 136, struck out 4 times, did walk 4 times, but he went 3 for 22. he's a big stay in this lineup. It's important that he's hitting, especially when you got dud Mookie Betts in the lineup as well, who's struggling very hard. So I'm going to give my dud to Max Muncy, but I'm going to give my stud to my boy, Freddie Freeman. Hit 2 home runs, both against the Braves. Loved it. Hit 370 last week, 7 RBIs, and he went a 10 for 27 with 2 dongs. Freddie Freeman, have yourself a week. You've earned Tyler's Gold Star Stud of the Week. Put that right up next to your MVP and your Silver Sluggers. Tyler's Gold Star Stud of the Week.
Put that in your pipe and smoke it. Yeah. It's pretty crazy that the Dodgers are doing this good with their 2 main guys just sucking right now. I think Cody Bellinger's doing okay, right? But Mookie Betts
is doing well,
and Max Muncy are slumping, and they're still, fucking what's the record now? They're 8-1.
The Dodgers?
Yeah. What'd you say? Oh no, the last week they went like 5-1.
6-1.
6-1.
So they're
I was
10-3, I believe.
10-3. So that's scary because you don't know what's gonna happen.
9-3.
9-3. Whatever. Fuck off. Yeah, man. Now let's go to some Giants stud and dud of the week. Unfortunately, we're going from stud to dud. I'm gonna give it to my man Joey Bart. You can make arguments that Darren Ruff is doing worse at the moment. Especially because I think the first week of the season, he was hitting the ball really hard, maybe falling casualty to those dead end balls, but also he's hitting the ball hard just at people. And I think he maybe let it get to him. Now he's starting to look his at-bats are looking bad. So I'm not going to pick on him right now. What I'm going to do is I'm going to give it to Joey Bart for one specific reason. Dude has 15 plate appearances and struck 10 out times. Struck out 10 times. So
Joey Fart blowing it.
Good one. I understand he's gonna have some swing and miss. That's part of his game. But I think he might need to be a little better than that, just a little bit. So he needs to be a little better than that. But at the same time, they have no depth at the catching position. Kirk Casale's even worse right now. So he's going to have the chance to figure it out. I really hope he does because his defense is starting to look a lot better. And, this year it's looked night and day from this year to 2020. It looks like, he can command the pitching staff. He's, been that guy to go out to the mound. It looks like it's been working. So it's just that part is completely night and day. The hitting looked night and day the first week, second week, not so much. So let's turn it up. Okay, let's turn it up. Let's hit a couple more bombs. Let's get some more walks and call it a day and be like my stud of the week. The best free agent lefty signing this offseason, obviously, has to be one. Jock Peterson. Let me hear it.
Oh, God.
Motherfucking Peterson. Had a couple bombs, is hitting 300 right now.
He's going to be hitting 205 by July.
He's had 24 at-bats in that span. How many strikeouts has he had, Tyler? Take a wild guess.
4.
3. Bitch. Yeah. Like we were saying before, strikeouts are part of Jock's game too. He's swinging for the fences every time. I expect those numbers to go up, and I don't expect him to hit 300. I'm expecting him hopefully to hit closer to 250 than 220, and that would be a huge improvement for him. Maybe he's figured something out. I don't know. I'm loving it. Jocktober and April, Jock Pearl. It's great. I'm loving the dude. Best free agent lefty signing. Easily. Especially in the division.
Jesus. So. Okay. Yeah, of course. Freddie Freeman sucks, dude. He's a loser.
He's an ass.
Yeah,
he
fuck
punches,
you.
He freaking shit on Ronald Acuna's shoes. I heard that in an interview too. So.
Ronald Acuna had to take his hat and wear it a different way. How fucking sad. Fuck Ronald Acuna. He's a bitch. Certified bitch. Dodgers 2022 World Series champions. I booked that 2 years ago. Okay. every year the Dodgers are going to win the World Series. But I think that's going to wrap it up for us.
Yes.
Just got word officially, Miguel Cabrera will not hit his 3,000th hit tonight. It has been postponed. So on Saturday, look for some history. It'll be a good time. As always, this episode is brought to you by Renovation Candle Company, where we ship worldwide, except to San Francisco. Hit them with the jingle.
Prestigious, worldwide, wide. That's where we ship them. That was more of like a side.
That's not the name of the company.
That's a deep track, though. That's like, you don't have to put Renovation Candle every song on the record. You know what I'm saying? That's a deep track.
Oh, okay.
So remember that.
Cool. You can't count and you can't rap. What are you good for? Just like war, absolutely nothing. We'll see you next time. Hit them with the shit.
Thank you so much for listening. It's not the shit. We appreciate you for listening. Make sure to subscribe to us on your favorite podcasting platform, as well as YouTube. Make sure to follow us on the socials: Instagram Benches Clear Podcast, Twitter Benches Clear P, and TikTok Benches Cleared. We will see you next week when the Giants are going to be in first place. Good job, everybody.
I guarantee that won't happen. See you next week. Dodgers going undefeated.